Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jackowitz Online here, coming at you again with another video to help you to have a better life, to learn from my pitfalls, and to find out what you really need to be doing. This video is called Why You Shouldn't Be Day Trading Stocks, and I'll give you a little bit of background on why I don't believe you should. Before I went to college, I spent an entire summer watching any and every video I could to learn how to day trade. I did the virtual trading. I did the paper stocks, everything like that without putting the money up. And then I put up real money. I was trading. It basically enveloped my life. I tried to learn as much as I could. I was getting all the SMA, EMA lines. I was getting the VWAP. I was getting everything and anything I could, learning everything from everybody that I could on YouTube, going crazy on it. And what I would say to now is that the effort does not justify the reward for it, and that you probably won't be able to make enough money for it to be better than McDonald's, even if you're very good at it. This is because you probably don't have enough money at the beginning to even make money from it. So when I first learned, I only had about $500, and I basically said, hey, I'm just going to trade. I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to make this be how I make money. And I did pretty well. Over that whole entire summer, I probably made about 50%, which is about $250, which after you put all the work and all the time that I actually used into it was probably worth about like 40 cents per hour. So I will say that's why I don't believe it's worth it. Even if you have more money, I eventually started trading with $2,500. It still ended up not being worth it. And I can kind of give you the numbers on how that would be. So let's say, for instance, you can't trade every day. You can't trade on the weekends. You also have holidays. You can trade about 250 days a year. And if you want to be saying that you're the best trader out there and you can make 1% growth daily, people that say you can make more than that, it's pretty insane. But still, you make about 62.50 if you want to do it as in like, hey, I'm going to be making $25 today, but tomorrow, since I made $25, I'm going to make, $25.25. You can still round that up. It's still about $8,000 in an entire year. If you were to work at McDonald's full time, this is still saying that you'd be making $8 an hour. Most people have already gone up to $15 an hour. Depends on where you live. You'd still be making about $16,000 to $30,000 compared to this 800. And then you may say as well, I'm only trading, I'm trading $250 or 250 days a year, but I'm only going to be trading for 1 hour because I'm going to get in, I'm going to get out. It's going to be quick like that. It's going to be easy peasy. Still, you're working about 250 hours through that year, sure. Sometimes your trades may take longer, so you may be working 500. Sometimes for this 1%, you may never even make one trade that whole entire day. So that's just like idealized right there. But then as well, like what it took for me to be able to even be good at it, to even be worthwhile with this trading, it still took me, it was more training than it was trading. Honestly, it was like a 7 to 8 to 1 ratio. So still, you want to say that, but you're still going to end up spending 2,000 perhaps hours to trade and learn how to trade in that entire time. And then as well, another thing that I would say, which is one of the most important to me, and what I kind of like this channel is based upon, is how much your mental state matters as well as how much your time matters. So I already went over the time justification there, where if you're going to be working a regular job, which I'm very entrepreneurial, I don't have a regular job. I start my own business. I do my own thing. I would still say this is not necessarily an entrepreneurial venture because of the amount of attention and how much it will wreck your mood if it's not working. So let's say you have this goal here, right, of 1% per day. Let's say that's how you want to work it. You believe it can happen. You have full faith in it. But let's say you have a red day where you lose 1%. So then tomorrow you're going to justify saying, well, I need to make 2%. So you're going to take riskier trades. If you can, which I try to practice stoicism. I was meditating every day. I was, working out every day. I was, most mellow person anybody in the whole entire world would say. It still can wreck your mood, and it can even wreck your day. Let's say, you lose that 1%, or you fail to put a stop loss in there. You lose 2, 3, 4%. Then the next day you come in and you're like, well, I'm not on the goal anymore. I need to make this money up. And it just like, it's a cycle. Even if you're amazing at it, it still doesn't help. At this point, some people maybe say, well, you probably just sucked at it, Jackie. You're just terrible. There's no point to this. I see so many people online making so much money. They do so much craziness. But one thing you have to understand is that would then be survivor bias right there. So, for instance, the people that are winning and succeeding and doing this have a lot more money than what I would say most of the people that is watching this video here have. And based upon that, they can keep going on to it. There's also no guarantee that any of their trades are exactly like legitimate unless they're like live trading, which then I can understand that point. But still, I tried for thousands of hours to learn how to do this, and that's just what I would say. A reversal for a lot of people, though. I mean, some people would say if you have a lot of money, you can do this. I mean, let's say you're trading with $100,000 and you can make 1% a day. That's $1,000 a day. That's $360,000 a year. You do also have to still weigh the risk of that as well. Let's say it goes down 1%. It's the same thing I'm talking about here, but it's just working with larger numbers at that point. So your 4% loss is going to be $4,000, but your 4% gain is going to be $4,000 too, as well. And I would say, looking back on it, spending all those hours, if I had just put it towards actually building something that's sustainable, such as a business or building, even this time, this was like 2015. If I had even tried to do drop shipping or something like that and failed 1,000 times over on drop shipping, that still would have been, in my opinion, a much better use of my time, because these skills weren't even really applicable to me. Because if you may say, oh, you're gaining education while you're doing this same thing, but you could be gaining education, but you're gaining education for day trading. And as well, it's not a long-term strategy. So let's say you have $100,000. If you were to day trade that, you still could do that. Yep, sure. But overall, everybody does not make that much money from this. So that's where I'll leave off this video here. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, wonders, if you think it's all BS, feel free to drop it in the comments. I don't care. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll come at you guys with some more heat here soon.